All right. I hope I say this in a way that makes sense and gets my point across and is like understandable. I wanted to share my experience of programming for a smaller private company and what it did for me and how it's going to make me feel in the future and how it already makes me feel basically a few years after building it. Um, when I was pursuing my computer science degree, I, like basically everyone else, wanted to pursue one of the larger companies. For me, it was specifically SpaceX. I wanted to contribute to that mission and whatnot. And um, I don't know, I think maybe a little bit differently about a whole bunch of things in life now. And I don't know if I'd want to actually do that now, but um, you know, obviously there's other reasons that like people want to like pursue these larger companies. There's the salary, there's the name on the resume, there's like the reputation or whatever. Um, Never so much how it's actually going to make them feel, right? Because if you're working at one of those companies, they're very large. There's a lot of people. Your individual contribution, you might be working on a project that's significant or whatever, but you might find you won't be as proud of your contribution compared to say if you in a very small group or maybe just you yourself build an entire app for a company that say they're going to rely on or whatnot. Um, See, for me, I was working with a partner, and it was in spring 2020. We had a short period of time. We had to learn everything we were doing from scratch, and it was 24/7. It was 24/7. Everything had went remote, and it kind of complicated some stuff, and it was really, really stressful. It was really, really stressful. I had some like complete breakdown, a lot of breakdowns, and things were getting really rough. But we were working really, really hard. Was it the best work in the world? I know for one thing that I could do way better now if I were doing that now. It was really learned from scratch, and we were doing the best we could, and we did. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I could have done better. It doesn't matter if we as a group could have done better. It doesn't matter if anyone else could have done better. What matters is that company is very appreciative of what we did for them, and the way that doing a project like that made me feel, and I know is going to make me feel for the rest of my life. I can't even imagine doing something that could make me feel as proud and as good as working on a project like that. I know that because I don't even know what to do right now. Like I might end up with a big. I don't even care about that anymore. Like because I know that it can't make me feel as good as working on a project like that did. You could be working on some significant project, or you could be working on a whole app that a company is gonna be like, "Yo, that was awesome. Thank you so much."